Students, in this video, let us discuss about the superposition theorem. So, the statement of superposition theorem is, in a linear circuit containing more than one source, the current that flows at any point or the voltage that exists between any two points is the algebraic sum of the currents or voltages that would have been produced by each source taken separately with all other sources removed. Which means if there are n number of sources in a circuit, if there are n number of sources in a circuit, and if you are trying to find current through a particular element, then that current is equal to I1 plus I2 plus so on till IN, where I1 will be the current through that particular element that we are considering due to first source alone. You should have removed the all other sources from the circuit. So I1 will be the current through that particular element because of only source 1 acting, and I2 will be the current through that particular element because of only source 2 acting in the circuit. Similarly till IN, nth source. If we would like to compute a voltage across a particular element in the circuit, then it is also V1 plus V2 plus so on till Vn, where V1 is the voltage across the particular element because of only source 1 alone acting in the circuit. At that time you should remove all other sources, only one should act, source 1 should act. Similarly, V2 is nothing but voltage across the particular element under consideration because of only the second source acting, in the circuit till Vn. So this is what is the superposition theorem states. I will demonstrate this particular superposition theorem using this circuit. Here in this circuit you can see that it is having two sources. So the source 1 is 5 volt voltage source and the source 2 is 1 amps current source. So according to the superposition theorem, see if I would like to calculate the current through this 4 ohms resistor. If I would like to calculate the current through 4 ohms resistor, I am going to do that calculation by using superposition theorem. So first what I'll do is I should consider only one source in the circuit. Let me consider the first source only 5 volts. The other source has to be removed from the circuit. So current source is generally removed by open circuiting it. So if I open circuit it like this, I need not give as extra projection like this, isn't it? Even if I give like this, or even if I don't give it, it is all one and the same. So let me remove this. So by removing the current source, I am getting a circuit like this. This is a circuit where only the source 1 is acting in the circuit. Now I am going to find what is the current through 4 ohms because of this first source acting. So students can use mesh analysis, but I prefer current division rule to find out the current through 4 ohms. So what is the total resistance that is pulling the current from this 5 volt? So let us see, if a current is pulled from this 5 volt, then obviously the current goes in this direction, and here there will be division of current, and this current through 10 ohms will get grounded, and current through 8 ohms will pass through 4 ohms and it will get grounded. So with this explanation we understand that this 10 ohms and the other hand 8 plus 4 12 ohms are in parallel, and this entire parallel section is in series with 20 ohms. So the total resistance in this circuit is 20 has to be added with 10 parallel with 12. Which is equal to 20 plus 10 into 12, 120 divided by 22, which is equivalent to 25.5. So the total resistance which is pulling the current from 5 volt is 25.5 ohms. So obviously current that will come here. The current I is nothing but I is equal to 5 divided by 25.5, which is approximately equal to 0.2 amps. This 0.2 amps that is flowing through the 20 ohms at this point will get divided into 2. Okay, current through 10 ohms and current through 8 plus 4, that is 12 ohms. So one hand contains 10 ohms resistance, another hand contains 12 ohms resistance, that is 8 plus 4. I would like to find out what is the current through this 4 ohms. So whatever is the current through 8 ohms, that is what is going through the 4 ohms also. So using current division rule, let me give a name for this 10 ohms through 10 ohms as I1 and through 8 ohms and 4 ohms as I2. So then obviously the current I2 is nothing but total current entering is 0.2. Total current entering at this point is 0.2, and it gets divided into I1 and I2. I would like to find I2, so it is total current into opponent hand resistance, that is 10 divided by 10 plus 12, which is equal to 0.1 amps. 0.1 amps. So now I2 is nothing but the current through 8 ohms as well as the current through 4 ohms. So current through 4 ohms because of the first source acting is 0.1 amps. So now I have got to find out the current through this 4 ohms because of the second source alone getting acted. That means I have to remove this 5 volts and draw the circuit. So this is a circuit with only the second source, that is 1 amps acting in the circuit. Now I would like to find what is the current through this 4 ohms because of this 1 amps current source. So obviously 1 amp current will come here, and at this point it will get divided into 2, that is through 4 ohms, and another current will move through 8. This current through 8 will get again divided into through 10 and 20, and all the current through 20, 10, 4, everything will get grounded here. So from this we understand that 20 ohms and 10 ohms are in parallel. So I will combine it into single resistance, and then I will add that to 8 ohms to get one single resistance. So I can redraw the circuit like this. That is one resistance, and here one resistance, and here is the current source, 1 amps current source, 4 ohms here, and this resistor is nothing but 20 parallel with 10 in series with 8, that means plus 8, which is equal to 20 into 10, that is 200 divided by 20 plus 10, 30 plus 8, which is equal to 14.67. So this resistance is 14.67. I am clubbing other resistances, and I would like to only find current through 4 ohms. So other resistances I will combine into a single hand so that I can use a current division rule to find what is the current through this 4 ohms. So 1 amps coming here will get divided into 2. So using current division rule, I will find the current through 4 ohms is equal to total current, that is 1 amps entering into opponent hand. This is the 4 ohms for this parallel section is 14.67. So opponent hand is 14.67 divided by 14.67 plus 4. which is equal to 0.79 amps. So now this is the current because of the second source. So let me mark it here also, double quotes, because this is the second source and the current through 4 ohms because of this second source is given by 0.79 amps. So in both cases you can see that the current flows from the point, let me take this point as 1 and this point as 2. Both cases it is from 1 to 2. Here also you can see that it is from top to bottom. So both currents will get added. So to find the total current that is flowing through this 4 ohms resistor because of both the sources acting together. In this circuit, if you would like to know what is the current flowing through 4 ohms, then you can add these two currents, that is 0.1 plus 0.79, which is equal to 0.89 amps. So this is the actual current flowing in the 4 ohms because of both the sources acting at a time. So I should say superposition theorem helped me to solve this circuit by breaking the circuit into two, that is one source acting at a time and second source acting at a time, and then combining the both the responses to form the entire response because of the two sources acting at a time. Students can check whether through 4 ohms 0.89 amps only flows when both the sources are acting at a time by solving this circuit. Okay, if somebody wants to solve this circuit straightly, then they can do because current source and voltage source are there at a time. So you can convert this one voltage source to current source and use KCL, node analysis, and then find the current through 4 ohms. So let me draw that. So you can convert this into a current source in parallel with 20 ohms. 20 ohms and 10 ohms again will become in parallel, 8 ohms, 4 ohms, this is 1 amps. This resistance will be like 20 parallel with 10 because I have converted this voltage source into current source parallel with 20 ohms resistance. So 20 ohms and 10 ohms becomes parallel. So compute what is 20 ohm parallel with 10 and give it here. And this is 8 ohms, 4 ohms. And the current is nothing but V by R. So it is 5 by 20. It is 0.25 amps. You can use Kirchhoff's current law and a nodal analysis can be applied and find what is the current through 4 ohms. So this is like finding the current through 4 ohms when both sources are acting at a time. So students can check whether that comes to around 0.89 amps.